Where are we marching to? I have no...
Hey guys, can you see me? I'm trying to get it all set up for you. If you guys are here, you can hear me, let me know.
Thanks, Zena. Appreciate that. That Twitter handle was Oracle, ORACLE_DC. Looks like we have another emergency vehicle coming through that people are clearing a path for. Protesters cheering. Looks like we got some beeps, some honks coming from the fire truck.
Oh, if you guys are paying attention too, I made some funny inserts. So like every time I see a male ponytail, I can do this.
I'm going to toss my jacket on over me.
And every time I see a woman that gets triggered, or someone that gets triggered, I can just do this. That's so awesome, I love that.
Right on. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Watching the movement of the peoples unfolding in real time in front of us. The type of thing the mainstream media just cannot do. Oh yeah, I think that Trump is in New Hampshire today. This is what my mother has told me, because they live in southern New Hampshire. Yeah, you can go to our Twitter handle and check out some photos and pics from,
Can you see it, Destroyer? How's it going?
March on Washington.
How's the audio? Can you hear me all right?
Pretty epic.
Try to make my background nice and cool.
Steps of the Lincoln Memorial and looking back at both sides of the National Mall being surrounded by tens of thousands of people.
Also, check this out. Every time I see a person with a ponytail, I can do this now. And then every time I have a person that gets triggered, I can do this. I figured out how to do it today. I was like trying to figure out like how people did it, and I just ended up teaching myself, but it was pretty cool.
With the rain, so that is welcome. Even though
I had to take the ponytail thing. It's off a clip from an Adult Swim show, but I couldn't find a copy online, so I had to basically record the show with my OBS and then edit it down and all that. But I just think it's funny. Male ponytails abound. They're going to be everywhere tonight.
North Carolina.
But thank you. I'm glad the audio sounds good.
And in Utah.
I got 2 displays running this time, so I got what I want you to see and then all the other screens on the other side, so you guys don't have to see me constantly switch back and forth too, so be kind of cool. But hey, remember guys, take a shot every time you see a male ponytail, and take a shot every time you see a woman with dyed hair and who's also fat. Hey Avocado, how's it going? Bobby, my man, how you doing? Hey guys, check out my little animations. I'm so happy I did them. So every time I see a male ponytail, I can do this. And then every time someone gets triggered, I can do this. I love that picture so much. It wasn't as hard to figure out as I thought it would be, though.
No looting. No looting, no arson. Not that
And a random ass number just pop up in my chat thing.
But like, compared to other parts of the country, it's been pretty peaceful.
So right now they're in Washington, D.C. too.
Moments last night where I don't know what.
I had another stream on, but this fucking chick wouldn't shut up. Oh my god. One of the most ignorant people you'll ever see. Going around just chastising everybody.
To a line of cops, and then all of a sudden I turned back.
How's the latency on this, by the way, guys? Like, I was getting like a 15-second delay when I was test streaming earlier, so I don't know how long it's going to take for you to be able to see what I'm seeing.
And then it was kind of a chaotic situation. I saw one can of mace getting used last night.
Sweet. What about now? Ponytail? No ponytail. Ponytail? No ponytail. Ponytail? No ponytail.
Just chilling.
That's what the numbers are in my little thing.
I think that also a good possibility that the NPD have been putting up with protests forever.
There we
always.
Go. Nice. I appreciate it, guys.
They've just got.
Yeah, I had to go through the settings, and it's like you can do like low latency, ultra low latency, and then just normal. But I thought you had to sacrifice video quality for it, so I'm like, you know, I don't want people to be watching something at 240p, you know. I want to try to at least get 480 minimum if I can, you know. But I hope you guys are doing good tonight. Haven't seen anything too crazy. I've been watching it like an hour myself, on and off, just kind of seeing what's going on. I thought someone was going to get in a fight earlier, but then they kind of broke it up.
It's important to note that there's been no like real gains made in terms of societal change that didn't involve riots. You know, a lot of the civil rights movements of the 60s involved rioting. The Stonewall riots for the LGBTQ community. The Tea Party was a riot. The Tea Party was destruction of property and protest of taxation.
Excuse me, I'm smoking a bowl at the same time, so.
Because the powers that be are not disturbed by an entirely peaceful protest. It doesn't matter to them because I think the theory is that you're not actually disrupting them, so why would they acquiesce to your demands?
Did you just say acquiesce?
Causing them.
Is that how he thinks that word's pronounced? Oh yeah, when's the last time he went to DC? I had to drive through there about a year ago, and that was miserable before all this happened. Just normally driving through there sucks. But yeah, this guy's an idiot, by the way. Most of the people I've noticed that actually host these live streams tend to be like very liberal, not in the traditional sense, which is really a libertarian, but you know what I mean, like ultimate Marxist, essentially, leftist.
The workers did not win. They didn't
yeah, Avocado, you're not missing much, trust me. It's like, hey, you ever been to prison? It's like, no? Well, you don't need to, because you're not missing anything.
And by scabs.
I'm just waiting, though, to see, like, something crazy pops off. I just have a feeling, oh, dyed hair. There you go. Take a shot. I have a feeling something crazy is going to pop off. Like, some idiot's going to, you know, spill another guy's soy cup over. Then they're going to start slapping each other, and the slaps might turn into taps. Oh, man, I don't know. It could get real quick.
Psychedelic experiences for law enforcement.
You hear me in the background? Fuck the police. I was saying that the other day. Like, the stupidity of it. It's like, hey, guys, let's show our displeasure for, you know, the military and police and what they do by marching and singing cadences. Scratching, Bobby? What do you mean, my audio? Or you want me to turn the protest audio down? Unless you're here in my computer's chair to kind of move around.
Yeah, I see that argument a lot, that all sides want their set of values to be enforced on all of society. But I think that the indiscriminate murdering of black people should be something that all of society should be on board with.
Oh, I just wanted to make sure.
Because
you guys will hear like the creaking of the chair every now and again. It's a shitty chair, so. Yes, they are BLM. This is a BLM protest in DC.
It's going to be a long path towards restitching the division in this nation.
I mean, you can tell mostly the fact that it's a Black Lives Matter protest because of all the white people. So usually that's how you can tell.
They are relaxed.
For future reference.
They are not here to beat. This is for the PPB. This is for the Portland Police Bureau. Please take notes, PPB. I'm going to send the PPB this footage.
It's like having a Filipino Lives Matter and have it just be all Puerto Rican people.
A harder now than it was a moment ago.
Excuse me. When it gets dark, that's when you gotta worry.
Yeah, the masses are falling for it. Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, don't sing. Oh, by the way, if you guys are joining the chat and you didn't get to see my animations yet, I was figuring out, I'm just going to keep mentioning it because it's funny to me, but I figured out how to make little animations pop up. So if I see a male ponytail, I can do this. Or if like someone gets triggered, I can do this.
It's so small, I can't get away from the music.
That's so funny to me. Do they have any curfews? I believe it's 8 p.m., if I'm not mistaken. It might be 7 p.m. They put an emergency curfew in the other night where it was like everyone got texts on their cell phones, and then it just automatically, the police started rolling out. So at least in Kenosha, I know that they have, MRAPs and all that on the street, so very doubtful that people are really going to try shit. You're probably not going to see anyone armed, type of thing, but that's really what all this is about anyway, is, using divide and conquer, so that way you can put people against each other so they're not realizing that the goal is to just put troops on the street in the first place, and Trump already said he wants to put troops on the street to deliver a vaccine with Operation Warp Speed. Calling up, I think it was 1 million reservists in IRR. So you have these people getting ready, already staged, and conveniently you can set up checkpoints. You can put them in major areas of transportation like airports, trains, whatever. Just have troops slowly start rolling out. So by the time they roll the vaccine out, it's like, on your way to work, you'll have to go through a checkpoint anyway. So boop, prick in the arm. You know what I mean? So it's just giving them the pretext. I think they're going to do something big, though. I've been saying there's going to be like something crazy by. I thought it was going to be by the end of this month, but I don't know. Probably September. I don't want to put times on things, but I genuinely don't think we're going to have much time left. I mean, they're gunning for this. They got so much power right now that they wouldn't have had otherwise if they didn't, inflate the deaths and make this a pandemic on paper. It's like now that they did that, you really think they're going to give those powers back? Oh, no.
I hope everyone saw the video of the I think he's a congressman, Eric something, punching a protester in the face as he was riding behind his bicycle. And then the protester got arrested. The assault victim got arrested.
Oh, midnight to 6? Damn, yeah, you might as well not even fucking do it at that point. Alright guys, we got a curfew from 1 to 2 in the morning. I expect full cooperation and compliance. Come on, man. Show me a male ponytail. I'm dying over here. I've seen so many since I've been watching these live streams. Honestly, too many to count. But at least 15. At least. One male ponytail, if you're not a middle school art teacher, is too much. Anything after that is, like, questionable. Are they just marching in the regular road, interrupting people trying to get out of work? What are these people doing? Blocking.
This car just turned into a blockade car in support of the march.
What a douchebag. Yeah, park perpendicular and block every lane. What flag is that? I thought it was the Jamaican one, wasn't it? Or like the Black Power one, whatever. It's not the fist, but like the three colors.
Verbal harassment and heckling. I think that publicly elected figures should have to endure heckling, personally.
Fruit roll. It would be a fruit roll-up, too.
But as Rand Paul tried to get to his hotel, he was being escorted.
I'm just waiting for the first Nerf gun to come out, like some neckbeard guy just being like, boom, boom, and then just getting fucking decked.
Wanted to attack Rand Paul, those cops would not have stopped that crowd.
Like that dude, the YouTuber, Alan Pan, or whatever his name is, he made a gun, a CO2-powered mask gun, to shoot one onto people's faces who aren't wearing masks. Like, oh man. I wish you would do that. Like, please go out and do that. I want to see that. Yeah, that red and black and green, isn't that the Jamaican flag? I honestly don't know. I'm ignorant on that completely. Totally willing to admit that. Yeah, these people just look like a bunch of winners, too. Look at these pants. Whoa. Oh, is that a male ponytail? Oh, that was a male ponytail. That was so a male ponytail.
And here we have the bike blockade at the end of protesters. And you have them flanked by the MPD here. And also by the MPD over here.
Thank you, Avocado. I almost didn't catch it.
Facilitating. Now, this is what I've talked about in
I want to emphasize every single one.
Facilitate the protest.
Oh, Africa. Okay, see, there you go. I should be stupid as hell for not knowing that. Completely ignorant. That is totally no excuse on my end for not knowing that.
Indiscriminately all of the protesters, regardless of their engagement level, including...
Wow, that went over my head like an airplane. I can't believe I didn't think of that. I am high also in my defense, I guess. So.
They were maced, gassed. Portland Police Bureau, in the early weeks of the protest, just continually turned downtown into a gas.
I saw a guy last night. He held up a
they
sign. It actually said, "It is what it is." And I was trying to figure out why even be out there at that point, right? Like, if you're just gonna hold up a sign saying that you're indifferent to it, then why even show up?
Speaker. Oh, it looks like Rhett's right up in there.
If you've never seen like a documentary on a cult or anything like that, this right here would be top-notch B-roll. My God, dude, if you're going to make a documentary about a cult, look at this right here. That should scare you. Because none of these people realize that they're used as pawns and that they're just divide and conquer. 101. All it is. They should be out there protesting excise tax, property tax, you know, the fact that we don't have a loyal titleship, the fact that we have to pay income tax, you know, like I said the other night, 90% of federal agencies can just be done away with. 90% of government in general, on the state level as well, is unnecessary.
And all these comments.
But these people are out here because one woman beater got shot. And it's not just that. It's obviously, police do have a history of murdering people. Even if they're black, it doesn't matter what color your skin is. Police in general, kill people unnecessarily. And it's because they don't have the proper training. They pick the wrong people. They pick people with, 90 IQs most of the time. They don't want people that think for themselves. What the hell is this person wearing right over here? I don't know what that is, by the way. Looked like he was wearing like welding leathers and a neon
I'm okay with
skirt.
you turning in his grave. You mean the man that said that a riot is the voice of the
But yeah, these people are just
I
man.
think that he would be turning in his grave in
Billie Eilish fans.
support.
Probably. Most of these people probably don't even know the vice president's name, if you really wanted to guess.
Rand Paul,
And I'm not right, I'm not left, I'm
is
not
trying to
political.
end
I think it's all
wars.
theater,
So,
Who prints the money? They
I
all
mean,
work for
there are
money at the
issues
end of the
with
day.
Rand
Who
Paul's
prints the money? People
particular
like the
brand of
Rothschilds, things like that. So
particularly,
I don't fall
there's
onto
kind of
the
some
political
intertwined
spectrum, but
racism and homophobia.
I at the beginning, I will admit though, I wanted
there, but
to
I do
think
agree
Trump
with the
was
ending
for
of
us.
warrants.
Very
So
naive
much
though.
as I-
That was like the first month he was campaigning or two. Just the stuff he said, but then I later realized that he actually had data mining teams go out and find out what people wanted to hear essentially, and then just tailor-made speeches for that, and then never really fulfilled any of his promises. So it's like, I don't know how people can still support him. I think he's just a Zionist shill. But Hillary's the same way, Obama, Bush, everyone since Kennedy, pretty much, you know what I mean? I've never voted in my life avocado, so true. Flip a coin. I mean, it's the same coin no matter what side you get, right? But too many people fail to see that, and that's what scares me. Like, why are some people able to and some people not? You know what I mean? What differentiates those with the ability to see, specific patterns or notice things, and other people just don't? It would be nice to be one of the people who don't, honestly. That'd be a break, huh? Yeah, but even then, there's people who are awake, and I say there's, thinking for yourself comes on scales, you know what I mean? Just like being awake comes on scales. Like, you'll see people, like QAnon people, they're awake, but they're falling for a psyop, which is designed to get them to abdicate their ability and role to act and make a change to an unseen group of individuals they've never met, whom they're trusting to do the work for them. Yeah, it might be, naive to think that, but it's not the case. Yeah, there are white hats out there. Yeah, there are dudes all the time. You're probably never going to hear their names that get killed on a daily basis, who would be real-life Edward Snowdens, which I think Snowden was a limited hangout, but that's a whole other thing. But yeah, there's people you're never going to hear that do that, but you have to take it upon yourself to be the change you want to see. You have to act. The only reason I even started doing this YouTube channel was because some of the times I want to be funny and just, mess around, like kind of tonight's just kind of, free balling, so to speak, but I really want to get good information out there, and if I could make one person go, oh, you know what, I never thought of that, holy shit, you know what, holy shit, I didn't think of that, I didn't even know those were connected, or something like that, just that thought is awesome, you know what I mean, if I could do that for one person, so it's pretty cool. But it just scares me that people, they just don't see past, they don't see past what's immediately in front of them. They don't see the bigger picture. What's going on, Ricky? How you doing? Just kind of messing around tonight, so nothing serious. We're watching the riots, these outrageous, outlandish riots. I mean, look at this going on in D.C. This is a Black Lives Matter protest, so... Yeah, and the funny thing is, all these movements like feminism, Black Lives Matter, all these things, they're all funded by Jewish men, old Jewish men. I guess you can call them Jewish, but they're not really Jewish. They just use that as a shield. So if you call them out, they go, "Oh, you're an anti-Semite." Well, no. It's like if you are all Chinese and controlled Hollywood and the banking system, I would be like, why do so many Chinese people do this? Or if it was, whoever, obviously, has nothing to do with Jewish, but, it's one of those things where all these things like George Soros is a Jew who actually helped confiscate property from Jews to save himself during World War II. And he funds Black Lives Matter through non-government organizations. Things like the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds. I don't think the Rockefellers are Jewish. The Rothschilds, their real name, I think, was Bauer, when Rothschild just means red shield in German, I believe. And they changed their name way back. But anyway, thank you, Ricky. I appreciate that. What was I just saying? Yeah, they're not really Jewish. They just use it as a shield. Like, just like in Scripture, beware those who call themselves Jews, for they are not Jews, they are of the synagogue of Satan. It's they're probably really just ultimately atheistic Satanist, if you want to. Maybe they don't even believe in Satan, but they believe in doing whatever they want, and every means justifies the ends. But people who have moral compasses, like you guys and me, we can't do that. We can't just, the good guys would win overnight if we could organize. But, what's crazy right here? It looked like a blinking eye, almost. Or is that just me? Like an eye in a pyramid? Tell me that's just me. Do you see that? On the top of that? It looks like a blinking eye in a pyramid. I hope I'm not the only one that sees that. That's crazy. Looks like a hood. Well, I mean, it is a giant penis, so would make sense. Be the big old foreskin. It does look like an eye. That's weird. From this level, at least. Like, it reminds me of that cartoon, I can't remember. It was on Adult Swim back in the day. It was like a pyramid, it was like a superhero thing, I don't know. But, just a bunch of bullshit symbols. Phallic symbols, exactly. Just like every time you see them do the pyramid, like when Trump does the pyramid, or when they hold it down, it represents the feminine, I believe, and when they hold it up, it represents the masculine. And then you'll see things like the hidden hand, you'll see, the tiger claw, you'll see the 666. I mean, even look at your Google Chrome logo. If you never noticed that, it's just 3 6s. And if you didn't notice that, and I just showed you, and you're like, holy crap, it blew my mind too, so I was like, holy crap, it is 3 6s. Wow, that's weird. Yes, Menorah Team, that's what it was, Dallas. That's funny. I can't find that show anywhere, dude. Like this right here, you can see the little ponytail guy, Michael Ian Black. I used to follow him back in the day. I don't anymore, ever since the kind of pedophilic tweets he sent out. I do think some of his stuff is funny, and you do have to separate the art, you know what I mean? Because, there's like great music that was made by horrible people, so it's like, I don't want to hate a song I've always loved, but a few things he's done is funny. Like, he was on this show called Stella back in the day with these other 2 guys on Comedy Central, which was kind of funny and just nonsensical, stupid stuff. But I wouldn't watch any of that stuff now, but it was the perfect clip to use for that ponytail. As above, so below symbolism. You're absolutely right. Just like if anyone listens to Tool, I mean, listen to the song Lateralis. As above, so, as above, so below and beyond, I imagine. I don't know, I can't remember the lyrics. But as below, so above and beyond, that's what it is. Draw beyond the lines of reason, push the envelope, watch it bend. And then Mason, Maynard is a Mason. Like, you look at his cover of his album, I think it's like a perfect blending of 2 contradictory things or something like that. If you look at Maynard James Keenan, the lead singer of Tool's album cover, he's doing the hidden hand pose on his, or not album cover, his book cover, sorry. Let me see if I can pull it up, actually. I can kind of do it in the background without you guys having to see everything going on, and then I can bring over whatever. I used 2 displays this time, which is kind of cool. Took me forever how to figure it out, though. I've never done that before. Man, this guy's going crazy, huh? Excuse me. Let me see, I'm just looking up the pictures, guys, that's all. I wanted to show you something. Alright, so this right here is Maynard James Keenan's book cover. As you can see right there, he's doing the hidden hand, which is the Masonic pose, on his cover of his book. If you like Tool, look into this guy, because all the music that you like, and believe me, I love music, trust me, I'm a huge Incubus fan, Tool fan, you name it. But a lot of the music does have a lot of hidden messages, and they're trying to push certain ideas to you. So just be wary. That is a Masonic pose, and whether he's doing it to troll or whether he's actually a Mason, I don't know. Because this right here, if you look at this is the hidden hand pose in Masonry. I don't know if I should keep that up longer so you guys can see, but the hidden hand pose in Masonry. So they put it out there in front of you. I mean, these people are in your face for the most part about things, you know? Egypt? Yes, Bobby, you are right, actually. You go back to Bill Cooper, and you go back to the Mystery Babylon series, and you study all that. And you get into Osiris, and you get into Isis, and then I can't remember the first one. Not Enki and Enlil, it's the brother and the sister. I honestly can't remember the name of it. But it's the same thing. They have sex, have a child, and then she chops him up. I can't remember the name of that. That's gonna bother me now.
Thank you.
Yeah, the obelisk is very common. I mean, these people, if you read, I think it's Jim Mars or Tex Mars, there's a book called Codex Magica, where they go through all the symbols and everything, with pictures and everything. Wasn't Green Jello the band that preceded Tool? When he was coming up with the song Sober and things like that before he kind of transferred over to the other dudes? See, that's the thing. Did Napoleon purposely throw Waterloo and then have the Rothschilds essentially take over the banking dynasty overnight? Or, I don't know if it's frozen, I'll give it a second. Or was he genuinely defeated? And was he real opposition? Because you notice how people who, get vilified in history, Hitler, Napoleon, I'm not saying Hitler's a good guy, but, I mean, maybe he was, I don't know. Everything we get told is pretty much a lie, so I'd rather research myself, find out a person's character based off their actions and what they did, and not what people told me they did or told me about them, And I try to do that with what I can. And that does look like a blinking eye in a pyramid, dude. But looks like it has a people and everything. But yeah, I just try to think for myself, and yeah, maybe I don't see things about myself that are flawed. Maybe I think a certain way that, isn't correct. Who knows? I don't know. You're right, no one is 100% good or bad, and we're going to have a lot of imperfect allies in our battle, in our fight for the truth, and our fight for ultimate freedom and sovereignty, but at the end of the day, that's how it's always going to be.
Their microphones.
The thing is, we just need not let pettiness and little tiny things that should just be thrown to the wayside completely divide us and polarize us. That's the problem, is most people aren't able to get over things that are so trivial, and they're willing to kill and shed blood over it. But they're not willing to do the same for their own freedom and the freedom of people they care about, The Austrian man. Yeah, I know there's like a joke going around where people are like, "Oh, who did that? Who did that? The failed Austrian painter?" And obviously they're referencing Hitler, but I find most Hitler memes funny, to be honest with you, because generally the consensus among people who I guess you would say subscribe to the right is that he was trying to do something about the Jewish banking problems and the Jewish domination problems, which is a real thing. But like I said, they're not really Jews, they just say they're Jews, but whatever you want to call them, they do rule banking, they do rule Hollywood, and people believe Hitler was actually doing something about it and was genuine opposition to it. But at the end of the day, from the research I've done, it seems to me that he was most likely a pawn of the Rothschilds, as they have tended to fund both sides, if not more than both sides, proxies in whatever countries you might have factor in. Of most major conflicts since at least 1812 that I can verify from most of my research. When you see the charter ending for the first, the first Bank of the United States, there was a war. I think there were 20-year charters, and then there was a 20-year charter for the second Bank of the United States, and I believe that preceded the War of 1812, because they had sanctions put against us and stuff by other countries, I think France and England, that were owned by the Rothschilds. And they wanted to keep a central bank here, and they didn't want to let the charter expire, so I don't know, everything goes back, and just follow the money, pretty much. By the way, if I'm off on one of my dates or anything like that, feel free to correct me. I'm just going off the top of my head, you know what I mean? I'm just kind of saying stuff, so. Man, that looks like a blinking eye. I can't get over that. It's just creepy and ominous. Like the calm before the storm. So how are you guys doing tonight? Anyone got anything going on? I'm just sitting back smoking a bowl. I don't really want to drink. I honestly really want to give alcohol up, especially since this, what's it called, the quarantine. This false pandemic nonsense. It's like I drank initially just to stay sane, but I try not to anymore. It's just I was drinking way too much. But I guess most people, they're like, well, there's nothing else to do, and I don't blame them. But it's sad. It really is. They say the lockdowns and things like that are going to cause more problems than the actual virus. Well, yeah, because the virus isn't real, and if it is real, it was made in the lab and distributed intentionally. But that aside is irrelevant. The fact is, what you're doing in countermeasures to the supposed invisible enemy of the virus is going to cause far more harm than the virus actually would have if you would have just let it do its thing, if it exists. There's a lot of ifs there. But what is certain is the measures you took killed lives unnecessarily and restricted people's freedoms unnecessarily, caused suicides, you name it. So who's the bad guy, But they want to tell you it's about, a virus. No, it's not. Before 9/11, we didn't have Homeland Security. Before 9/11, we didn't have the TSA. We didn't have the NDAA. We didn't have the Patriot Act. Before COVID, supposedly, we didn't have to wear masks everywhere we went. We didn't have to stand 6 feet apart. We didn't have to torture children by making them think the world is now a scary, horrible place to live in, and they need to be frightened around every turn. And now we're altering their development, we're altering the way they form bonds, we're altering the way they see the world, and it's child abuse in my opinion, frankly.
Yeah, I think something's definitely going down in front of BLM Plaza.
Ricky said these things happen, however, destroying secret societies and stopping degeneracy, as well as being proud of your country, are good things. Destroying the Fed, stopping the usury is good. Yes, it is. I just wonder if it's too late at this point, and what I'm doing is an exercise in futility. I hope not. Because, I mean, if you think about it, if you guys have ever seen the movie Cell with John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson, I sampled it in one of my little mini docs, I guess you can call it, videos I put together, where basically people get a frequency or something sent through their phones and start going crazy and running around and attacking people. It's Cell. 2016 it was released. Samuel L. Jackson, John Cusack. You can look it up if you want. CELL. And in the movie, it just made me realize, like, if they really wanted to, they could just go down into their bunkers that they have all over the world, send like a frequency that would kill us at the surface, and then they could just send robots around, clean up the bodies, bury them in multiple, bodies in one large coffin, like those big FEMA coffins and everything. And then they could just, once everything's cleaned up, they could just come back up. They're unharmed from the frequencies because they were down there sheltered, and then now the whole world is theirs. And it would be really that easy, because if you think about it, like, you can't really go anywhere in the world without getting some form of cellular coverage. And those places that don't get it would be easy targets after the majority of the world's already been picked off. So it really would be that easy. And then I wonder, I'm like, what if 5G really is like them, I don't know. Because I already know there's the active denial system that we had it in the military. I believe it operates on the same frequency as 5 gigahertz can run on. And it's like a microwave weapon. It can make you feel like your skin's on fire, and they can put voices into your head. They can do all sorts of stuff using low-level frequencies and microwaves. That's verified stuff you can look up if you don't believe me. Look up voice-to-skull technology, look up remote neural monitoring, and look up, what was I just saying? Active denial system. Yeah, man. Hopefully this thing didn't freeze up. How do you guys like the background, by the way, too? I know it's kind of cheesy, but I just wanted to, like, put something together. I wanted to try to hide the bottom taskbar, but it won't go away. Unless...
Yeah. But I mean, I think we're probably
Haha. I just started using Ubuntu, really. I was never a Linux guy. I messed with it initially just because I wanted to hack a PS2 back in the day and just thought it was cool, and that was the only thing that it would run. But aside from that, I really had no familiarity with Linux other than knowing it was an open source distribution anyone could really use as an operating system. Yes, V2K, Ricky, voice to skull. The Air Force used it, I believe, in the first Iraq war to convince the Kurds. Was it the Kurds or was it... I can't remember who it was. But to convince them to basically put their weapons down, thinking God told them to surrender. Which is anecdotal, and it hasn't been verified, but it has been sourced from multiple people to be true. But I can't claim that it's true, I guess you could say. But I personally think it's true. I mean, they've demonstrated the technology in other areas, so we know it exists. If that one particular instance wasn't true, I mean, okay, it's inconsequential.
Shake. Alright, y'all, I'm going to sign off. We're going to keep on adventuring around, see if we find anything else for tonight.
If he's going to sign off, I'm going to try to get some
this little gathering,
new streams going.
Streets of DC. With Black Lives Matter. Take care of you. Peace.
Alright, guys, don't worry. I'll pull something else up. Let me see what we got. Alright. I'm pulling something up right now to see what we got. What was it? How do you say it? Minutia? Wisconsin Live. Yeah, Kenosha. I don't think I can find it. I hate that. I didn't know they were going to end their thing. No, that's not one. Oh wow, that is one, but it's like 20 different streams. Huh, I don't know, guys. I might not be able to find another one. Let's see. I guess this is in Raleigh, North Carolina. If anyone's even still in here. I don't blame you. Same rules apply though, because I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of ponytails tonight, so. I love that. I just want to keep doing it. That's fun. Hey! You used to have a ponytail? Hey Stonar, how's it going? I don't know what to think about that. Oh no, you guys don't, Ricky, you guys don't have to stick around. I just figured, screw it, I'll do a live coverage of a protest. I just didn't know the DC one was going to end so soon, but I have a feeling it'll probably pick back up, but these people, you know, have to charge their phones and, you know, use the bathroom, get food, all that. I probably would assume, but Stonar, by the way, ponytail design right there, I love that. Figured out how to do it also. Trigger, love that too. That's so fun to me. I just love that face. It's just, look at the neck veins. Destroyer, I'm still here, ponytail. I love the ponytail thing. It's so funny. Like, I don't even know how he attached it to his head. I wonder if it's like a clip-on somehow. But it's like, it's connected right to his hair. But you know he didn't grow his hair that long just to like neatly cut it. If he did though, kudos. If you guys ever seen the LA Beast channel on YouTube, that guy's pretty funny. He put a bowl over his head, did a bowl cut, but then did a long rat tail. If you haven't seen LA Beast, if you want to just see like a funny channel that, you know, you can let some steam off, that this guy is awesome. His YouTube is Skippy, Skippy 62 Able, like ABLE. Funny guy. Rat tail? I don't know, I consider that a ponytail. It's got a little rubber band around it. Yo, you triggered, bro? Some of his Dirty Dancing in North Carolina? I don't get the reference. Only at the back of the neck? I mean, maybe you're right, but I don't know. That's a ponytail in my book. I mean, it's got such bounce and volume. Voluminous, really. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna grow one. You know why I shit on people with ponytails, guys? Because I can't grow one. It's the only reason. Nah, actually, thankfully, I'm like the only person besides my other friend who actually has the same hairline that they've always had. A lot of people I know, they start to lose their hair or they get like the receding hairline, but I haven't got it yet, thankfully. And I'm going to be 30 soon, so. But you never know. Long hair can make you go bald. Yeah, if you like constantly pull it back, you know what I mean? Then you'll probably get like recession at your temples, I would say. Believe me, I thought like for a while, I'm like, oh shit, man, I'm gonna lose my hair. I'm getting to this age, so I started looking up research. I'm like, oh man, I started looking up like the Norwood scale and everything, and then I realized I'm like, oh, I'm not even on the Norwood scale. I'm like, oh, I don't even have to worry. I'm like, I'm 27, and then like 3 years later, nothing changed. So hopefully, knock on wood, right? Ricky, I didn't catch what was going on, by the way. I heard someone say something about prayers, but I sometimes when I try to use Discord and go back in messages, things glitch out on me. So if you have anything going on, I wish you the best. I apologize if anything happened. I'm not aware of anything, and I don't mean to be intrusive either, or put you on blast. But whatever's going on, I hope everything works out for you, genuinely. Well, Stonar, what you can do actually, you can take saw palmetto extract every day. What you want to do is you want to take DHT inhibitors. What it does is it stops the I can't even think of the word, the androgens from bonding to the follicle, because essentially what it does is it bonds to the follicle and it chokes it and starves it, so it doesn't get nutrients and thins and thins and thins until it eventually falls out. So what you want to do is prevent your body from converting testosterone to dihydrotestosterone, which is the cause in androgen theory of hair loss. Now, there's other theories of hair loss that I'm not going to get into, but the androgen one, in my opinion, is supported with most evidence. But you could take DHT, you could take, I wouldn't take it, but you could take drugs to do it too. But there's ways you could do it. You could put castor oil in your hair. Come on, man, I'm looking for a ponytail. Also, remember, guys, if you see someone with a ponytail, take a shot. And if you see a woman with dyed hair and who's also fat, take a shot. Or just dyed hair, actually. If they're fat, also take 2 shots, because that's just a bonus. I used to have long hair, not really, I guess you could say like skater hair, because I was a skater, but I had it down to like maybe my earlobe. It's probably the least I got down. I wouldn't let it get any longer than that. Man, these people are like, I don't know what they're protesting. I don't think they do. Dirty Dancing trivia. You rode in an elevator once, no ponytail? I've actually never seen the movie. But then again, I'm a 29-year-old guy, so it's like, there's a bunch of movies I haven't seen that probably most people have that I'm just like, nah, like, but I know what the movie is, and I know who Patrick Swayze is, but I couldn't answer. Like, I've never seen and won't watch things like Brokeback Mountain, wouldn't watch, there's just a bunch of things I just refuse to even acknowledge. Damn, that's crazy, Ricky. That's, anytime you have an injury like that and you introduce that trauma and the pressure that's inside your body, the negative pressure gets, messed with, and just anything like that is really hard to deal with. And just that he's making progress like that is an awesome sign. So honestly, I wish you all the best, and honestly, I think he's going to get better. Like, that's a good sign. And I hope it happens, I really do. That's got to be crazy to deal with. Because the body can heal itself. The body's crazy at healing itself. You remember that one guy that had the railroad spike or the rod go through his head, and his personality was altered forever, and I think he became a case study actually for that type of thing. Personality changes based off injuries. I just can't remember the guy's name. But yeah, there's just, the body's amazing at recovering. My biological grandfather actually got most of his bones crushed getting hit by a garbage truck. He died before I was even born. But he lived for days afterwards, like when most 99% of people would have died instantly. So it's like, the body's just miraculous and crazy how it can heal. Anyone else also think that it's convenient that they start kicking these protests off, but they also want people wearing masks, so it's harder to identify people, to add to the chaos, in my opinion? Is that lady wearing green face? Mason jars, yeah. Thought for sure that was going to be a male ponytail, but I'm like, no, that's a woman. These people really got nothing better to do, huh? I mean, I guess it is Friday night, too, though. I've never had two screens. I got my TV hooked up to it just to make it easier to do transitions and have, whatever I want to have show up. It was kind of confusing to set up, but it actually is kind of nice. Like, it works. If a DC protest pops back up, by the way, guys, I'm going to go back to that, so just so you know. I just haven't seen one pop up yet. Oh, and by the way, if you see that I made a Facebook for these live streams, it's just for the live streams. I had someone try to add me the other day. I'm not using it for social media. I don't even want to make one. I used fake info to make it in the first place, but I just want to use it because it's the only way to get live streams, it seems. Everything else doesn't really give you a good quality, something you can pop out and just move around, and it's more malleable and easier to use. So, but I won't be using it for anything other than that. And if I cease doing this with live streams, then I'll delete my Facebook. So. Yeah, Ricky, by the way, don't get offended at me if I say the virus isn't real. I personally don't believe that. Whether it's a doctor telling, obviously if they test positive for it, I don't know if the virus is real. I could be wrong, but just don't take offense. My opinion, I think the testing is all messed up. I think they're hyping things up. So if it is real, I don't think it's as bad as they say, but it does affect people with underlying health conditions, especially bad. So, and it does affect older people as well and younger people. So yeah, just don't get offended. But that is my opinion. But I do wish her the best. Sounds farty. Let's see if I can find a Washington one. You hear that triggered woman? Can you hear that? Oh my god. Is that too loud? Yeah, I think, Ricky, that the masks honestly are just symbolic muzzles as well as literal muzzles to a degree. I don't know, whoever this is that too loud, by the way? You know, I haven't actually played any of those video games like Fortnite, Minecraft, anything like that. Like I just haven't played anything really recent or modern. I honestly kind of stopped after like the PS2. I know, right? She's like... It's just I can't play video games. I just don't have the mind for it, really. Like, I can't sit there and do that for hours. But yet I can sit and make videos and stuff, so I guess that kind of isn't an argument. But I don't know. I don't know. Video games, to me, it's just not... I can get interested in them, but it's only for, like, a couple weeks at a time and for a few hours a day, maybe. And then, like, I won't be anymore for a year, and then I'll do it again for a couple weeks. I like modding old consoles, but that's about it. Like you guys were talking about guitar, I think. Like I used to play. I used to love to try and like, you know, learn and all that stuff, but I should do it again. It's one of those things you go through phases, I guess. I'm very passionate about very few things. Like this, I've been wanting to do this for years. I've been wanting to make YouTube videos and, you know, that type of stuff, but I just never had the knowledge really on where to start, and there wasn't much beginning guides, you know, back in the days when I was looking to try. So it was kind of like, I didn't know the technology to use, the software to use. I didn't have the money for a good computer if I did. And then a lot of not having self-confidence as well, you know. But I guess when you get older and you kind of realize, hey, fuck it, not gonna be around here much longer, so I guess I'll make use of the time I got. Instead of just the work, come home, work, come home, work, come home, work, come home, sleep, eat, repeat. Yeah, the PS3, I modded one recently, actually, but I never really played it myself. I just wanted to see if I could, because it was kind of fun. I'll be right back, though. I'm just going to go get some water. Alrighty, I needed that water. I tried to pull up another DC protest, by the way, but can't find one yet, so when they do happen, I will bring it back. So for right now, in case you were wondering, if you didn't catch, this is Raleigh, North Carolina. Which, North Carolina was one of the states I thought about moving to initially. I moved to Georgia the last year, but then came back up north because, you know, family stuff and all this other BS going on. Oh, got a guy in rollerblades. Very fitting. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm smoking. Woo! It reminds me of that scene. Oh, yeah, I actually found a stream for, what's it called, for Washington, D.C. So, you ever see that scene in Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, where he smokes weed and he's like, he walks in on him, no, Dewey, you don't want none of this shit. Let me see if I can find it. I'll jump right into it. Yeah. Let me see.
Get out of here, Dewey.
What are y'all doing here?
We're smoking reefer. And you don't want no part of this shit.
You're smoking reefers?
Yeah, of course we are. Can't you smell it?
No, Sam. I can't.
Come on, Dewey. Join the party.
No, Dewey. You don't want this. Get out of here.
You know what? I don't want no hangover. I can't get no hangover.
It doesn't give you a hangover.
Well, I get addicted to it or something?
It's not habit forming.
Okay, well, I don't know. I don't want to overdose on it.
You can't OD on it.
It's not gonna make me want to have sex, is it?
It makes sex even better.
Sounds kind of expensive.
It's the cheapest drug there is. You don't want it.
I think I kind of want it.
Okay, but just this once. Come on in.
That's pretty funny. If you haven't seen that movie, it's Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. It's a parody of the Johnny Cash biopic. Yeah, it is a pretty funny movie, right? I love it too. We're smoking weed, Dewey, and you want none of that shit. I just can't breathe. Wow, that's a long sign. Ugh. The type of person, no offense, who would make a sign that long is the worst. I get it, but I mean, there's so much easier ways you could have done that it just turns people off to whatever you're trying to say, you know? Like, even sometimes in my video, I know, like, you guys want me to do narration instead of, like, the title slides, which I wanted to do, but it was just, like, you gotta time everything right, and then you gotta record and keep track of individual lines, you know what I mean? And then it's kind of even harder, because if you can't see the text files in the editing software, then you gotta pull up random audio files till you find the right one, and... Raleigh, yeah. Yeah, the funny part is when I went down south, people were like, oh, you don't have a Massachusetts accent or a Boston accent. And I'm like, well, yeah, we don't all live in Boston. I mean, and we don't all live in New York. And even if we did, we don't have to have the accent. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm like, you don't sound like a cousin fucker. And they're and then they get all mad. So it's like, you know, you can't have your cake and eat it too, guy. This is a pretty clear stream, though, compared to the other night. The video quality on these other people's parts were kind of shitty. Ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah. Whatever happened to that lady? Remember the other one, too, where the guy, I think he got hit by a car, and the lady's like, oh, get him some milk. And I was like, what? Does she genuinely... Does that say Black Trans Lives Matter?
I like signs.
Oh man, you probably did too. That's deserving of a ponytail. Fuck racism. I fucking hate racism. I fucking kill it. Black Trans Lives Matter, yep, that's what it says. You guys are witnessing the fall of man. Check it out. 720p. You're probably eating a bag of chips right now, or something. This is the destruction of man. And you're probably eating a ho-ho on your laptop. And I'm sitting here smoking a bowl. We went from Leave It to Beaver to Black Trans Lives Matter. Just remember that. In a relatively short amount of time. They put some time into this. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for black causes that empower black people. I'm all for black people supporting their own Second Amendment rights and arming themselves. I'm all for black people forming their political party that can actually achieve something for them and gain them prominence. I'm all for black people, doing away with things like violent hip-hop and drug-riddled hip-hop and all this other stuff. Stop letting things destroy their communities that have been placed there as weapons to destroy them, and have it be a real grassroots thing. But I don't think it would actually happen, because all the movements aren't grassroots. It's all controlled. The best way to lead the the best way to control your opposition is to lead it. I believe it was Lenin that said that. And all in 30 years, Yuri was right. You're right. I've used him in my videos more than once because he is just great source material. It's so applicable to so many things. And we probably exceeded beyond what he thought was. He probably thought we'd be done by now. He probably figured 2000. I was saying the other night in my live stream, I was like, sometimes people wonder to themselves, they're like, oh man, if I had a time machine, I would go back and I would do this, or I would bring a machine gun and show them, or oh, I'd bring an iPhone so they could see the technology. It's like, oh, I'd be a king. It's like, you wouldn't even have to go back that far if you wanted to blow people's minds or just like freak them out. Like, and you wouldn't even have to bring anything with you. You could, if you had a time machine, you could go back 20 years, just 20 years, and pop out at a crowded place, go to like a concert, or go to, like a large venue where there's a lot of people, and just jump out of the time machine, and everyone's gonna see you jump out and be like, what the hell? And all you gotta do is be like, guys, Trump is president, Bill Cosby's in federal prison for multiple rapes, and gender doesn't exist anymore. And then just hop in and don't answer their their questions, and then just take off. Do you know how confused those people would be? Just 20 years back in time. Exactly, George Soros. He's 90% directly responsible for funding it through NGOs. But imagine that, like, if you jumped out of a time machine and came back, like how many questions those people would have. They'd be like, what did he say about Bill Cosby? He didn't say Bill Cosby, did he? Federal prison? Rapes? What? Like, they'd be so confused and they'd never have answers. That'd be like the worst form of torture, because now time travel is certain at that point, and then you also know those other things. So it's like, man. So remember, guys, take a shot for every ponytail you see, and a shot for every woman with dyed hair you see, and two shots if they're fat. Also, like things like unicycles, that's without saying, like if you see stuff like that too, take a shot, you know what I mean? Or like someone wearing a hazmat suit, or you know what I mean? Or just like a guy in a dress, like you'll know when to take a shot. I won't have to say it. Hey, the two-party system has destroyed democracy. Partially right, it's not a democracy. Democracy literally means mob rule, which we don't have. We have a democratic republic, a constitutional republic, really. And it's the best we'll probably ever do, so I am all for a constitutional restoration, not for revolution. But they like to promote that we have a democracy because that implies that the mob rules, when in reality we don't. But you guys know that, so... You guys need to weep for the drug-dealing porn star George Floyd. Ahmaud Arbery, I don't know anything about that guy. He could have been a good guy for all I know. I have no idea, so I won't comment about him. But the guy who got shot, Jacob Blake, is like a convicted woman beater, is he not? And weren't they responding to an actual domestic violence call, I believe? Yeah, we do actually. Have you seen those I don't know what to call them. It's like magnets almost, but you have to be on a controlled path to use it. Like you can't. It's like a track designed for it, but it is a hoverboard technically, but it's using electromagnets. Electromagnets, and I think like liquid nitrogen and stuff. But they have the technology. I bet you any money. Everything you see, just imagine them being like 100 years, ahead. Yes, please take one. For me. It's so funny too that one guy actually got in a fight with me on YouTube once. I guess you can call it that. That's what we've devolved to calling a fight. I said a comment on something and he was like, "Oh, we used to beat up guys with your name when I was a kid." And I'm like, "Do you really think my name is Chad Chaddington?" I'm like, first of all, whatever we were just talking about, that's now become irrelevant. Do you actually believe my real name is Chad Chaddington? Like, you genuinely believe that? As a person, you actually believe that? And like, I couldn't accept that that's like a thought he had in his head. Like, oh, that's of course his name is Chad Chaddington. Why wouldn't it be? It's right there. Like, and then he didn't question any further. So like, just stuff like that it blows my mind. I've been getting a lot of trolls on YouTube, especially since I started the Sandy Hook stuff.
Yeah, it's raining too hard. Okay. I'll jump back in. What's happening, so I'm going to try to make sure my phone is back.
Oh, come on, guys. Ponytail watch.
Okay.
I'm desperate. I need a fix.
Stay tuned, follow this page.
Is that a ponytail guy right there in the white on the right that the camera just went past? Oh, no, that's a one of those stupid rain poncho things. Come on. Just freezing up. I got the taco burps. I had leftover tacos earlier. Actually, during Bellagio's stream. By the way, whoever made me a mod, I didn't know someone did. I just started to comment, and I'm like, oh, there's a wrench in my name. I appreciate that. I don't really know who did it, but if you'd like to tell me who did it, I mean, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, but I went to go get tacos during his stream, and I had more earlier. Come on. Don't tell me they froze my stream up. Oh, I think the stream ended, so let me find another one. Come on. The undercurrent. Here we go. But they have it faced the wrong way. I don't think I can rotate that. Yeah, I don't think you can rotate it. I'm going to find another one because that is pretty shitty. That's way too many. Come on. Sorry about that. I guess I could play something intermission-wise again. Oh. Here we go.
Hey, Jesse from DraftKings telling you there's 100.
Hey, shut up. Don't care. Nothing I'm ever gonna buy from you. I'm just gonna look up a protest, guys.
Yeah, right. Well, not so good. I don't really know what's going on, but I'm seeing things. I think it might be because of these drugs the Army put me on. But if you could just get me well enough to get back to base.
Right. Yes. Don't want to sound like a dick or nothing, but it says on your chart you're fucked up. You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded. What I do is just say, hey, you know what I mean?
I just showed you that shit.
Don't worry, Scrub. Now there's plenty of tards out there living really kick-ass lives. My first wife started it. She's a pilot now.
I need for you to be serious for a second here, okay? I need help.
There's that fag talk we talked about. Right, so that'll be this many dollars, and if you could just go ahead and put your tattoo in that shit.
This thing has the same mystery as that magazine. What are the odds?
Where's your tattoo? Tattoo. Why don't you have this? Where's your tattoo? Why come you don't have a tattoo?
God.
You're not understandable, are you?
I'm finding a stream, guys. Don't worry.
You're really scared of me.
But this is our near future.
No, you don't understand.
When you don't have the COVID vaccine.
They're all dead. Everybody I know is dead. Oh my God. What's happening?
Alright, I found a stream. But if you guys haven't seen... Sorry, I'm trying to get used to using my mouse over two different displays. But if you guys haven't seen Idiocracy, dude, watch that movie. It's pretty funny. It came out in 2006. But it accurately describes where we are now, essentially. Let's see. I'm just going to have to pull up a Raleigh, North Carolina one. Go away baiting. Well, whoever you are, Frito Fresh, you joined like when my stream went down and I was trying to find another one. It wouldn't even be weird if someone called me that in real life, though, Chad, because I've been called it so much that I'm like, Chad, you know. But yes, Frito Fresh. Right now, this is Raleigh, North Carolina. It was DC. The stream went down. The only one I can find right now is like vertical, and I don't want to play it because that's annoying to watch. So yeah, if you want to watch this, I'll keep it up until I can find another one, and then I'll change it out. You know what I mean? But we're just messing around right now. This isn't really anything serious. Frito Fresh. I can't see. Was that one of the characters' names? I remember it was President Camacho, and that would be funny. Oh, is that the character? Okay, yeah, that's played by, what's his face? Dax, the dumb guy? That's funny. Yeah, you have the actual photo too. I didn't know his name was Frito. I guess I never paid attention to that. Yeah, Dax Shepard, yeah. When he comes through, flying through his window, and he's just taking a dump in his lazy boy chair, watching TV. That's funny. That's funny. That's an epic troll that I didn't realize that, though. Makes me a fucking moron. But pretty funny. We'll admit. That's what these live streams are for, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Just dumb stuff. But yeah, it looks like they're moving right now in Raleigh, so Raleigh, however you want to say it. But they're still organized enough to play drums sporadically. I was saying the other night, like, someone should go there and just infiltrate and start making chants that don't make any sense and just see if other people say them. Ricky. Like, if any of you guys live near these people and you're not afraid to go and you got a microphone, you know, or megaphone, I should say, start saying stuff like, protest taxes, protest all that other stuff. Start incorporating that shit and get them to think about it. Yeah, they're all stupid, but you know, if they're malleable enough already, then you could probably program some correct thinking in there, I would imagine. But they've done a real good job, and it's trying to keep it insular when people bring up, well, all lives matter. No, well, what about Black lives specifically? Because they don't want any other actual opposition forming. You know what I mean? If you think about it, they don't want people to be like, oh, well, yeah, but let's also, you know, reform the government in general, all the corruption, all the police. Let's get rid of taxes. Let's do this. Let's do that. You know, they're like, no, it's all only about Black lives, and that's it, nothing else. Like, they don't want any, and then they try to stymie and squelch any other type of protest, and they only give this attention. That's PsyOps 101. Like, they're just putting you in a box and not letting you go any further, so people should start their own protests. You know what I mean? Start a no-tax protest. Do it. If you're around near me, I'll join. I just live in one of those areas where it's like, I don't live near a city, I guess, so it's harder, but... You know, whatever happened to the Free State Project, where a bunch of people who were like-minded were going to move to one state and then try to make change from that state and then make it outward, you know what I mean? Like, if a bunch of us just agreed, hey, let's move to this town in this state on this year, you know, and just all go there. And then we attend every council meeting, we attend everything locally, and then we just start spreading our ideas outward like a festering sore. Whatever happened to the Free State Project? We should bring something like that back. I think real genuine opposition to our enemies gets stymied and doesn't get talked about. How many of you even knew what the Free State Project was? You know what I mean? You probably did, I don't know, but stuff like that doesn't ever get talked about. No one talks about protesting income tax or property tax, or you never hear any truthers really talk about it. But then again, I guess I don't accept money, and I never will. Even donations, not going to take them, so I'm not bought and paid for by any means. What you see is what you get. So I guess I'll just push what I want to push until they either delete me or kill me. Who knows? But just remember, guys, too, I do have a BitChute account as a backup, so if I do get deleted from here, I'm just going to go over to that, you know what I mean? So if you don't have my BitChute, I put it in, I don't know if it's in all my descriptions, but I put it in some of them, so you can probably find it, but I could even link it in the chat if you really wanted to. But just check it out, because YouTube's definitely not going to keep people on there forever. Man, they're just like walking down the regular street. People are trying to get home, probably from work. Imagine that. Working like a double and then having to wait for like an extra 2 hours just because people want to disrupt your way of living for no reason with no real obvious goal or intent. Seems like their goal is shifting weekly, right? You get the narrative each week of, oh, well, this is our new thing. This is what we're doing. We're going to go into rural neighborhoods, suburban neighborhoods next. Watch us. This is our plans next. You know, it's pretty cool, though, that you can use, like, streaming software for free. All this stuff is free that I'm using. I use my editing software for free. Linux is really good in that regard. If you guys can get Ubuntu, it's really user-friendly. If you're a Windows person, a Mac person, it doesn't matter. This is way better in my opinion. And you can just pick it up and use it. Once you learn terminal commands, it's really not hard. But yeah, I can put this live stream together, do all my editing and everything, and it's all free. I don't have to pay. It's open source. Love it. Come on, give me a male ponytail. I want one. I need one. I can smell one. There's one nearby. I know it. What are they saying? We love you, we see you. Are they outside a prison or something? Oh, they knocked over those plastic barriers, those animals. Oh, man. It says Justice Center, so maybe it is a police department or a correctional facility. I don't know. Let's see if I can find another one. Washington going, that isn't shitty. Ah, the guy fixed his phone. Alright guys, so this is Washington. Oh, sorry about that. I went to a Raleigh one, but then one came back up for the DC, but it sucks because his camera is kind of shitty. So I'd do it full screen, but then you guys can't see the chat either. Unless you guys don't care, but then I can't see the chat. I don't know if that's tolerable. If it's not, I can try to find another one. Let me see. Let's see. Live. Oh, I mean, I can go back to it. I just it looked really small, so I just didn't want to be a dick. Yeah, that's about as good as it's gonna get. So I wanted to debate you, sorry, I can't even talk, about him on YouTube. Yeah, that happens to me a lot too. It's it's one of those things where it's like, obviously if they don't believe you, then whatever you say isn't going to convince them. So there's just certain things you have to not respond to at the same time, you know. Oh yeah, the Talmud definitely is, don't they talk about him boiling in semen in there and how it's okay to have sex with like 3-year-olds and stuff like that? Yeah, it's pretty sick stuff. I think it's like, what, 17 volumes of rabbinical text or something like that over the 2,000 years or something. I believe even the Quran, funnily enough, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, mentions Jesus by name more times than the Bible. But they believe he was a prophet. They just don't believe he was the Son of God. So that's obviously where they differ. But I would much rather have them as an ally than a supposed, Jewish person who's really not Jewish, but whatever you want to call modern Jewry, I guess. I don't know. Like, if you believe in the Talmud, you're disgusting. If that's what you consider Judaism, then you're disgusting. Or if you believe in the Torah, like a real Jewish person, in my opinion, does, that's totally fine. You're an ally. But if you believe in like anything that says you're supreme or you're better than anyone else, like I don't believe in the whole Jewish supremacy thing. That's my biggest qualm. I don't believe any group of people is superior to any other group. Period. It's about your character and content. It has nothing to do about who you are, where you are, but content of your character. You know what I mean? And no, I'm not for trans and all that other stuff, so don't like confuse it. But I'm not against that type of stuff, but I also don't support any of it. So I wish people could be whole and be happy and be fixed and be fulfilled and not have to seek external pleasures and alter themselves radically and take drugs. And I'm smoking weed, so who am I to say? So remove the log from Dino and I, right? And yes, you're right, usury is bad. It's directly in opposition of what Christ wanted. 100%. And it's our duty to point it out and to overturn it. It's really just two type of people in the world, fundamentally. People who are for charging interest on a debt and people who aren't. People who just genuinely lend money to help their brother. You know what I mean? Two different types of people in this world.
You know what, bro? That shit can work too, but we can't be the ones to do that. We can't be the ones to do that. But you put yourself in so much danger, and they talk about your life matters. Your life matters. Your life.
We have all things green and seed bearing. Very true. And it's what we do with what we have, and what we have is an abundance of anything we could ever hope for. Resources, you name it. An abundance of love, an abundance of warmth. But yet we choose isolation, we choose greed, we choose lust, we choose all these other things, which bears no fruit. And then we wonder why at the end of the day we're empty and we're sad.
Come on, back up.
Kazero, you're absolutely right. I'm not here to push any religion on anybody. I would like people to do their own research. I used to be a raging atheist who thought anyone who believed in Jesus or religion in general was absolutely stupid. I was arrogant, bullheaded. I was a prick, honestly, but I was just this arrogant fuck that you just wanted to punch in the face. And now I'm the total opposite. I mean, maybe you still want to punch me in the face. That might not change, but, I definitely became a Christian, so. Let me turn this down a little bit. It's very loud, huh? There we go. I'm just waiting for someone to go by and like roller skates, just like dancing. But yeah, people should be able to do whatever they want as long as they don't hurt anybody else. That's ultimately what I believe at my core, you know what I mean? Like getting a vaccine. If I don't have the ultimate determination of what does or doesn't go in my body, then I'm not free, period. And there's no other way you can argue that to me. So I will not take it. And that's my line in the sand. I don't wear a mask. I don't do any of that other stupid shit. And I won't do it. So come make me. That's my argument. And I really think you'll have a bad day if you try. I hope that stream isn't too obnoxiously small for you guys. I couldn't find another one. There might be another one that pops up, but... That's really all it is. Divide and Conquer 101. I tell people to read Art of War. I mean, the Protocols of Zion, whether or not you want to believe it's a legitimate text or if it's a forgery based off of, you know, other texts and all that and whatever. It's pretty applicable and a lot of truth in it. So, whether or not you want to believe it's true, I'm on the opinion that what they say in it is true, but I mean it could be a forgery at the same time. So, but it's very applicable to what's going on today, what has been going on. So just divide and conquer, lead your opposition. A great delusion, multiple delusions. But I do appreciate it. I try to make the stream more interesting. I wanted to make like a cool interactive background, but it's like I don't know how to really do that. I think it's kind of cool because on one screen I can see what you guys are seeing, and then I can see like my screen. But it's like one screen has graphics, one doesn't, so it's like it's kind of cool. I didn't see a ponytail, I just wanted to do it. Yeah, you're really getting your point across, bud. Telling a random guy who can't even hear you to suck your dick. See, none of them care. They're just like waiting for them to go home so they don't have to be wet anymore. Anne Frank's diary was a forgery. Hey, it's getting pretty anti-Semitic in here. I think we should shut it down. No, I'm just kidding. I actually don't think Anne Frank was a real person. I also don't believe Helen Keller was real. I think that was also a myth. Whether or not they were real people, physically, maybe, but I believe the entire story we're given about them is completely fabricated. Are you leaving? Well, if you are leaving, I hope you have a good night. Or if you're being sarcastic, stick around. I don't know. Man, they're obnoxious, huh? That's stupid. This guy's got a very extended lexicon. I gotta hand it to him. He really, his sentences are just pregnant. I'm just waiting for him to say, "You're a doo-doo head."
America was never great. Slavery, genocide, and war. America was never great. Slavery, genocide, and war. America was never great.
Yeah, these people are going crazy, huh? Let's see if I can find a different one. I guess this is in Florida.
For your own protection, make sure you have that mask on. So what do you mean? What do you mean if we weren't peaceful? What would it take for you to do that?
Can you guys hear that? I don't even know if there's anyone even in here, probably still.
Oh, do I see that?
That wasn't a threat, was it?
No, they're not. Portland's not burnt down at all. When was the last time you were in Portland?
This man was in Portland. This man was in Portland. It was not burning down.
It's not burnt down, bro. It's a dumpster fire. It's a dumpster fire in Portland. There have been 4 days of riots. Yes, you are ignorant. Yes, you are ignorant.
You see it from your fucking living room on your goddamn couch. Yes, sir.
Hey, you want to take a picture of me with them?
Oh no, we love documenting racism. It's really fun.
Dude, someone's gonna get their ass kicked. I'm just waiting.
Okay. Right? I love it. I love it. We haven't done any damage here, by the way. So does the white community. Uh-huh. Okay.
He doesn't even live here.
Excellent. I love it. I think you would see that this isn't what you think it is. We would love to talk to you. Yeah. Awesome. I'll tell you what. I love it. Neither can you guys either. So I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Listen. You set up your people, and I will bring, sir. I will bring 3 million people that will watch that on a live feed. If we can get that conversation happening, it'll change the fucking world, man. Well, we don't need to dox anymore. Uh-huh. You guys are so close together. It's so close. All right. good. Hey, I'm with creative local. I'm with creative local. Let's set it up. Let's make it happen. Let's have, send a message through the Facebook. Yes, sir. There's a lot of it. Let's bring it together, man. Let's do it. Have a nice night, gentlemen. None of them have cards. The problem isn't each other. It's the fact that this country has not seen reform in 200 years. And if the two sides come together, the politicians will shit their fucking pants.
This is in Newport Richey, Florida right now.
And that's how real change can really happen here.
Now my black clear out.
Now let's see if the police continue to follow and harass this group. They are constantly monitoring, following this march. There's been $0 worth of damage done at any point. I've seen this march with 300 people on the sidewalk. They stay on the sidewalk. They do no damage at all. Nina's in Lando Lakes.
Isn't that by fucking Orlando?
Yep.
They took it all the way up to Orlando?
Oh no, we're pretty far north right now. Yeah, it's a little ways out. If you could drop that GoFundMe link again, let's get as much as we can into that Pasco BLM GoFundMe.
Don't do that, whoever is watching that live stream. Don't give these people money.
Using an amplified mechanism to speak, but they also have each $1,000 worth of fines for noise ordinance violations. It's all the police have been able to get them on, and they've been writing them tickets every chance they get. So let's clear their goal tonight. Let's get them there. 2,500. Thank you, Sebastian. You're the fucking man.
Someone's gonna get fucked up. If they're walking through regular neighborhoods at night. Someone's gonna fight them. Something. This is Florida.
So as you can see, this was an immediate aggressive, like, the whole night. Yep. And we had word that the sheriff...
That's the guy talking, by the way. He's got a major ponytail.
Oh, I'm glad. Thank you. Yeah. Of course. Of course.
Did you hear that lady in the background?
I think so.
Can anybody give me a ride home?
I think so. I think that was a very productive thing. I fucking gave it to him.
I might just end the stream, guys, because there's not really much going on.
So, again, everybody gathered in the beginning for about 30 minutes. And as soon as Nina got on a megaphone,
Yeah, I'm just gonna end it, guys. But it was fun. Talk to you guys later.